And I think it's important to deal with our stress appropriately and deal with our stress effectively. And look at stress as something more akin to performance energy, because stress can actually be helpful. When stress courses through your body, it releases something called adrenaline. And if you breathe deeply, it also releases something called nitrous oxide, which then increases energy flow to your muscles, to your brain. It can actually allow you to think. It can allow you to perform at a higher level. It's quite interesting because there's a recent study that surveyed 30,000 people. And it asked them two questions. It asked them, how much stress have you endured in the last year? And then it also asked them, do you believe that stress is harmful to you? Then the researchers stepped back and waited to see who died. Yeah, great study. And it turned out the obvious: if you had more stress in your life, you were 43% more likely to die. But the second question, is stress harmful, was really the revealing question of this survey. Because if you believed that stress was helpful, if you did not believe that stress was harmful, then you didn't have this increased level of mortality. So they would have two people. One person has a lot of stress. This other person has the same amount of stress. This person believes that stress is harmful. This person believes that stress is helpful. This person is 43% more likely to die. This person just gets more done, all by a change in their mindset. And it's something that my Olympic coach would say. He's this little British guy, and he'd tell us, yeah, you're not going to win an Olympic medal if you're not nervous. He'd tell us stories about grandmas lifting cars off of grandchildren because she was nervous, and those nerves helped her. The deer in the forest, the mother bear. Nerves are there to help you. They're a sense of performance energy. And I think it's important to acknowledge that nerves exist in our life to serve us, to give us power, to give us more ability to achieve. And I think it's also important to recognize that nerves come from within our body. They come from our adrenal glands, which are right here. Sit right on top of our kidneys, right here. And they're there to serve. So I just want to do a quick little exercise to drill home this point. So I want everyone to put your hands on your back right here. You have to lean forward. There we go. Find your adrenal glands. There we go. And touch them. Now repeat after me. Say, hello, adrenal glands. Thank you for your power. You give me performance energy. I do more because of you. Feels like church. Yeah. And there's another study that came out. This woman, she studied a bunch of financial executives after the crash. And they were undergoing stress. And one piece of the financial executives, they watched this video that said, the person who makes the final shot in the basketball game is nervous, and that's why they miss. And then the other group watched another video, and that said, the person who makes the final shot in the basketball game is nervous, and that's why they make the shot. Same feeling, different outcome, different mindset. They monitored them for a couple months, and they found that the people who watched the negative mindset of stress, they suffered more insomnia, more lower back pain. They caught more colds. They had elevated blood pressure. People on the other side just had better physical effects. And more than that, they made more money. And I think it's important that we embrace the adrenals and we recognize that this part of our body has been created to help us. It's there to help us. But sometimes the stress can be overwhelming, and it's important to remember to take deep breaths. And we know from time immemorial, back to the ancient sages and teachers, knew that breath had power. So I want to do another exercise with you just to reinforce this point of taking a deep breath. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath through our nose. You're going to fill your lungs and your stomach. Then we're going to hold that breath for 7 seconds and then breathe it out for 8 seconds. You got it? Ready? Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now breathe in. Nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do it one more time. And in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can feel it in the room. You know, other than the people who smoke their cigarettes before coming in. But the fact of the matter is that we use maybe 10 to 20% of our lung capacity when we're just sitting here. And it's important to engage all of these lungs and the energy that this extra oxygen in our body can give us. So this breath, it can cause a lot of healing. It's important for us to take deep breaths on a regular basis and just realize that this is important. And again, what I said about stress, it's not necessarily the fact that you're going through stress, it's how you react to that stress that allows you to perform and get more of what you want in your life. Often people say, I don't want the stress. I don't want the stress. I don't want the stress. I don't think that's the right response. I think the right response is the stress comes in and you say, thank you, stress. Stress is motivation for action. Stress is something that is telling me I need to do something. So thank you, stress. What do I need to do? And the second is, after you thank you for it, you want to own it. You want to know that you chose this life, you chose this career, you chose this path. And it's also important to manage it, right? It's important to manage it and make sure that you're dealing with this stress properly. And I think you can go through these 3 things in about 15 seconds. Say, this stress is mine, this stress is good, and I'm going to take a deep breath. And then realize that this stress is actually primed for action. And within 2 minutes, you should be able to do one of 2 things. Do something that will take you 2 minutes to do. You can delegate it. You can have a system or an employee or a calendar or something where you can say, okay, I can do this later, and defer it. So you can delegate and defer. And within about 2 minutes and 50 seconds, less than 3 minutes, you can use this stress to actually take a positive step forward. And I think it's important to realize that most of the other animals in the animal kingdom, when they experience stress, think about a baboon getting into a fight in the savannah. He gets stressed, they fight, and then it's over, and it's gone. Whereas we as humans, we've got this special gift of looking forward and thinking back. And so we experience a very similar stress response, but then it just keeps going and it keeps cycling. And so if we can turn that stress response into action, which what our stress response was created for, action, then I think we can be more effective. And I think it's also important to recognize that we can have good stress, stress that empowers us. This is stress called eustress, EU stress. And then we can have bad stress, which is stress that can hurt us. And I think as stress increases, so our ability to perform can increase, and so can this idea that I've been talking about of using stress for positive action can help us. But eventually we reach a point where we hit the limit of our capacity. When we hit the limit of our capacity, we need to recognize it. Step back, take a break, do something that regenerates you. And if we get too far on the curve, it's important to get professional help. It's important to reach out to a psychologist, psychiatrist, to friends, to clergy, to mentors, and make sure that you're getting help. And a funny thing happens is as we learn to manage our stress more effectively, our capacity will increase. We can do more, we can deal with more stress, and experience the benefits from it. Like I said, stress is about action. And when you feel stressed, you should think, what action does this stress want me to take? Because the mindset matters, because we're going to experience the stress. And if you have the right mindset, you'll experience the benefit from the stress. If you have the wrong mindset, you'll feel the downside.